How to overwinter nukes and how to be a better beekeeper. The best way to get them through the winter. That's the title of this video. Well folks, this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. And you know better than that opening that I just did. This is not a how-to video, it's a how I do video. I was just fooling, just having fun. It's the beginning of bee season. Basically, we're in them. So yeah, I just got done with those rotations. We are in the season. It's begun. I ended up opening one more after I shut the camera off, just because it was one I added to the stand a couple weeks ago from another location, and it was heavy on top, so I opened it and saw the queen. She's in there laying eggs in the bottom, and of course, the top's full of honey. Very few spots open, and the few spots that are open in the top are putting nectar in. So what we're getting is we're already getting springtime reproduction swarm configuration. Matter of fact, that one even had drone brood in it, and there were some drones walking on the comb. So I'm gonna have to address that one pretty quick. I'm gonna have to start airing out some comb and getting it ready to go into, oh, matter of fact, I think I got a box. Go into those colonies, pull that honey out. Might probably feed that back. And take a couple frames, throwing in those ones that have the fondant on it just to be sure on the outsides, and call it a day. But we're in it. It's here. We are keeping bees in the spring for 2022, no doubt. So anyway, I didn't have time to tack these NUCs on, so that's why I did a second video. You know, it's still February 11th. Nothing's changed. It's still 65 degrees. Still beautiful. So gonna get in there and knock those out and take a look at those NUCs. The thing with them was those are the ones that were so small, and I'm looking at the fronts, and they appear to be growing some or having more activity on them, but we'll see. We need to see where they're at, and are they bringing in nectar, because fondant was on one of them, and in the other one, did I have fondant? No, I gave them honey. That's what I gave those, and they still got a little weight to them. So we're gonna see what they're doing, take a quick peek, and then we'll call it a day. Alrighty, so we haven't seen these in a while. Wow, didn't have anything glued down. They're bigger. Give them a little smoke. And we're gonna get down here and take a look, see at these bees. All right, remember, this is the one that's got styrofoam in it. They're chewing it out. They're gonna be ready for some frames. Remember, it's still cold. We're still getting some cool nights. We still want them to be able to maintain their brood and their heat. Woo-wee, son. Well, they got on that hand, didn't they? Now 4 or 5 of them at one time didn't like that, so we're gonna put some gloves on. Yeah, they came out of there. They did not like me reaching for that frame. That's the food frame we gave them. Okay. Plenty of food. Looks like only 1 to 2 frames of bees still. Not very small. I'm definitely ornery today. Not in the mood to be messed with. Yeah, not a lot of bees, as you can see. But nice little patches of brood. And let's see if we can see the queen. Yep, there she is. That's that little short, squatty queen. This was the one from the tree. Was this the tree one? Yeah. There's a little beetle running around. And she's putting in brood. There's the queen, of course, and then there's a nice little patch of larvae. There's some milk brood. She's putting in some eggs, so she's trying to grow. They're just small, very small, and quite ornery today, as about 2 or 3 just broke right out and stung me in the thumb. That's all right. So let's take a look at this other frame real quick, because she's only got 2 frames to lay on, so. And this one's got a little bit of pollen, and I see no eggs on it, so she's only on 1 frame, so we don't know what this queen is like. Oh, we gotta give her time. see what she does. Let's put her back in. There she is. Very small, still very small. Nothing to really get excited about or write home about. Let's see what the other one looks like. I need to see a little better growth. I also believe bees know how big they are, what their size of their colony is. I don't think she's going to outlay what they can cover. So she's gonna grow as they need to grow. If she's good, that's my belief. So that's the hope. We'll give them a little while longer as it gets warmer and we get more warmer mornings and days. Hopefully she'll begin to lay more. We'll give her more space, and if she does, that will be the kind that I would give a bucket of feed to on a 10-frame colony to boost them in the spring. Because I'd build them fast and try to get them ready for production in May. I've forgotten which one's which. Maybe this is the one that came out of the tree. I think that first one was the real tiny abscond. Maybe this was the one that came out of the tree. I don't know. I don't remember. What I know is, they are still buzzing. So that's a good thing. They got an ugly little roar to them that I don't like. Very ugly little roar and not many bees. So let's look. And remember, these two here, they were shots in the dark right as winter was coming into play, so it doesn't really, it just try to help them get on their feet or get on their wings. Yeah, they're real flighty and runny. They're eating their honey because there's wax in the bottom. Aha! I see a cup. See emergency cells. Emergency cups, we'll say. They look like fresh larvae. There is some extremely young brood in there, what I call milk brood, and it appears it's only about 6 days old or so. So I mean, she's been laying here recently. But we've got 2 cups. There's a cup right there and one right there. So there's 2 of them, one there and one there. Those almost looking like emergency cells the way they pull them down off of an egg rather than a supersedure. Could something have happened to her? I don't know. Let's look through the rest of the colony and see if we see her. If we see her, maybe they're building supersedure cells, because there is larvae and royal jelly inside those, or at least royal jelly. And obviously I can't see the larvae. Alright, and again, it's not hard to find her in this little colony, so I don't see her. Very few bees, they've dwindled. There's some fresh nectar. Now, we looked at this a while back, and I want to say we saw her. Pretty sure we did. But I don't see her now. There's no other bees on those other frames, and we see 2, looks like emergency cells. They look like emergency cups the way they build them down off of eggs. I don't see her. Is that her under there? Nope. I do not see a queen. So, they might be making a new one. Now there's drones out. We're okay. We're going to leave them alone. Doesn't look promising. And remember when I opened it, I said there's a bit of a roar? I think they're queenless. Normally they don't roar too bad if they've got cells going though. But still a telltale sign that something is not right. Let's double check this other frame. Make sure I didn't miss her. Because I wasn't expecting to see her on those other frames. It very well could have just passed right by, not looking too careful. Yeah, those cells, those look like emergency cells. And again, there's very, very young larvae, so they would have had eggs to build emergency cells if something happened to her. There's another one. There's another one. That's more like a supersedure. It looks like it's already been opened, but it's not. Yeah, we got something going on with queenlessness here. They had eggs, otherwise they couldn't make their own queen. And there again is royal jelly in those. So we're going to carefully put that back in. Double check this frame. on the honey, but I think this thing is queen. Something has happened to that queen. Maybe she somehow got cold. Maybe they didn't protect her. Who knows? But you know what? They're queenless. They sound like it, they look like it, and we see cells. All right. Oh, that's done. Leave them alone, see what they do. Hi, folks. You saw what I saw on those NUCs. Not good on that one. Wonder what happened to her. She was there before. We didn't smash her because there's very, very young brood in there, and I haven't looked in that thing in, it's been at least 2-3 weeks. 2 weeks? I don't know. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. It's been longer than what the brood is that I saw in there. I saw a milk brood and very, very tiny, tiny larvae. I didn't see any eggs. So what we've got is 4 or 5 days ago, maybe 6 days ago, we had a queen in there, and I'm seeing emergency cells. And as y'all know who've seen them, and maybe others, that last one we saw didn't look like it. It kind of looked like a supersedure, but 2 of those definitely were the look of an emergency cell. And you guys have seen those, you know what I'm talking about. 3 kinds of cells that we know of, and swarm cells, supersedure cells, and of course emergency cells when they go queenless but have eggs to draw cells on. That's what those look like. Of course, swarm cells and supersedures, those are planned cells. Those are cells that they build the cups, she lays the egg, and then new queens come about for whatever reason, swarming or supersedure. Emergency are cells that are made because something happened to her, and they just find the best egg they can find for the age, and they build a cell off of it. And they're smaller and stubbier. Those 2 look like emergency cells, and we found no eggs, very young larvae, telling me she's been there 6 days ago, probably, maybe 5 days ago, and something happened to her. What could it be? Could have been the cold. Could she have been inferior and sick? Who knows? That was the one, I think, that we pulled out of the tree, and then the other one was the one that was the small abscond. Those were last minute, very last minute NUCs that were put together just because I couldn't just kill them. I couldn't just leave them, not when they were right there, so I got them. You've been through that journey with me so far. You know what's going on with them. So, hey, we gave it a shot. We'll see what happens. There's drones out. I saw drones in some last colony I looked at. I think I told you I looked through one more on that last video, and there were drones in there and drone cells going in, drone brood going in. So we'll see what happens. Maybe she'll mate. Maybe she won't. Maybe they'll make it. Maybe they won't. No biggie. We'll throw them in another colony. What few there are, put them with the other nuke. But we don't know the origins of those. We don't know how they were, if they were sick. We don't know anything about that. All we could do was try to knock the mites down when we first got them here, hope they weren't already sick, and give them a shot to live. So there you go. That's it. We're full on in beekeeping season. I gotta get some swarm boxes put up. It's gonna be the next thing I do today. I think I'm gonna build me some extra swarm boxes. My old ones are getting worn out, so I gotta go get busy configuring some swarm boxes and some frames and such. Ready or not, here they come. Hey, look, I appreciate all y'all watching. Thanks so much for the support y'all give me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you don't mind, of course. And don't forget to share this video with friends, family, anybody that enjoys watching bees. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike. I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and may Lord God bless you. We'll see y'all later.